The Death Trooper from canon were elite specialised Stormtroopers who protected high-ranking Imperials for the most important operations. But who exactly were these black armoured troopers, and what made them so elite within the Imperial military? This video will explore how Death Troopers were created, how they were used by the Empire and the Imperial Remnant, as well as details about their armour and weapons used. This type of specialised Stormtrooper had the designation of DT-5537. The best of the best Stormtroopers had to meet rigorous physical and ideological standards to attain the status of this class of trooper. In addition, their height and weight had to exceed the typical average trooper to be recruited by Imperial intelligence. The candidates were also subjected to an extensive series of physical tests and classified surgical enhancements, providing them with somewhat beyond human qualities. During the early years of Emperor Palpatine's reign, he held a desire to create a Death Trooper linked to a rumoured project by the Advanced Weapons Research Division that experimented with bringing life to dead flesh cells. However, although the project was not directly linked to the creation of the Death Trooper, it appears Palpatine was inspired by the experimentation, and the Death Trooper name among the Imperial ranks associated them with the project's disturbing reputation. Once the best of the best candidates had been selected from various Imperial academies, they were transferred to the training camp at the base located on the outer rim world of Scarif. There the troopers received their training in unarmed combat, heavy weapons, demolitions, improvised weaponry, guerrilla warfare and marksmanship. To ensure they were stronger and faster than their regular Stormtrooper counterparts, Death Troopers were trained in exotic environments, making them more resilient. Although Death Troopers performed special operations, they were generally divided into small squads to protect high-ranking members of the Tarkin Initiative, such as Wulhof Tarkin, Orson Krennic, Darth Vader and Commander Yule. Grand Admirals and Imperial officials also held squads including Thrawn, Sly Moore and Varys Hyden. They were supremely loyal to their commanders and were extremely effective at security for whom they served. A Death Trooper's equipment was far superior and sophisticated to the standard-issued regular Stormtrooper gear, which did not include sensor apparatus that allowed the trooper greater situational awareness in combat situations. Their bodysuit was environmentally sealed and encased in black gleaming armour, covered by a spray polymer called Reflect. This variant of trooper was typically equipped to perform stealth missions and preserving the element of surprise. The armour deflected electromagnetic signals emitted from the sensor arrays, making it difficult to detect them by the enemy. Their helmet included several technological improvements to the Stormtrooper helmet. The visors housed an integrated multi-frequency targeting and acquisition sensor system, which provided assistance in acquiring targets in conditions at long ranges and in poor visibility. At the bottom front section of the helmet incorporated two image-intensifying active pulse emitters, which converted low-energy radiation into visible light images. Attached to the left side of the helmet, a Neurosav Macromotion monitor was a personal external motion sensor array. It detected motion within the wearer's visual range and was capable of picking up motion to up to 50 meters away. The unit transmitted an audio signal corresponding to the speed and direction. In the middle front section of the helmet housed an inbuilt voice scrambler, which allowed them to speak in Death Trooper encryption, which made their communications impossible to anyone except another Death Trooper to understand. The pauldron over their right shoulder of these troopers was designated to denote their rank. However, it appeared black and featureless to individuals if not viewed through a Stormtrooper visor. Depending on the speciality of the trooper, they were equipped with various tools and weapons. Strapped across their chest, an IM-40 3-slot ammunition tool pouch was a piece of equipment capable of storing the trooper's required ammunition. However, it was commonly weapons used by the Death Troopers which were the most impressive aspect of their equipment. An SE-14 light repeating blaster, which was manufactured by Blastech Industries, designed to be disassembled and fitted with a scope. Not only was it used by Death Troopers, but it was also used by regular Stormtroopers and some officers. Probably one of the most impressive weapons was the E-11d Blaster Carbine, also known as the E-11d Blaster Rifle. It was also manufactured by Blastech Industries, and it featured a stock and large bore reinforced barrel in order to maximise its rate of fire and intensity. The DLT-119D Heavy Blaster Rifle was a long-range rifle featuring a scope and two underbarrel devices, one of which was a glow rod. They were carried by these troopers during the capture of Galen Erso in 13 BBY, and used to kill his wife, Lyra Erso. They also can be seen during the Battle of Scarif in 0 BBY. Around 35 BBY, the DLT-19D was still used by the First Order Specialist Stormtroopers, including the 709th Legion. The smart rocket, despite its launcher being equipped with an electric targeting scope to help acquire targets, the explosive projectile automatically targeted the nearest turret or vehicle, though it could also be dumb-fired against infantry. The troopers' grenades included a C-25 fragmentation grenade, a baridium thermal detonator, a sonic imploder, or a thermal imploder. As early as 18 BBY, Death Trooper squads served the Galactic Empire and the Tarkin Initiative. Firstly serving Wilhuff Tarkin, they accompanied the Grand Moff to the planet Scarif to arrive on landing pad 13 and meet with Darth Vader in the Scarif Fold. In 13 BBY, a guard squadron of 8 Imperial Intelligence Death Troopers served Advanced Weapons Research Director Orson Callan Krennic. They accompanied Krennic to the outer rim planet of Lamu, which resulted in the taking of Galen Erso into custody to ensure the completion of the stalled Death Star project. In 2 BBY, a Death Trooper squad was assigned by Emperor Palpatine as the personal guard of Grand Admiral Thrawn, who commanded the Imperial 7th Fleet. The Trooper squad notably participated in the Battle of Attalon, a mission on Lothal, and were also stationed aboard the Star Destroyer Chimera. In 0 ABY, Commander Yule, who was stationed aboard the Tarkin Initiative's Hive Base 1 station, was protected by a Special Forces unit when it was infiltrated by Dr. Aphra and her crew. 3 years later, in 3 ABY, a unit of Death Troopers accompanied Darth Vader on missions to Tatooine and also Coruscant. And then 6 years later, after the fall of the Empire, a unit of troopers served under Moff Gideon and his Imperial Remnant. The unit was deployed to help pin down the Mandalorian Din Djarin and his allies, although most of the unit were later killed. This trooper variant was strong and tough, and was skilled in covering their tracks, leaving no evidence behind on their missions. The origins of the Death Trooper appear to have been referenced from the Legends novel by Joe Schreiber that was released on October 2009. It takes place about a year before A New Hope, where a group of rebels find a derelict Star Destroyer left by the Empire. Upon boarding the ship, they quickly realise that what is left are former Stormtroopers and crewmen who have been infected by a mysterious virus, causing the deaths of everyone who succumbs to the virus itself. In canon material, Death Troopers also feature in the Darth Vader and Dr. Aphra comics, as well as Star Wars Rebels and the Mandalorian TV series. Subscribe to the channel for more Imperial videos. Thank you for watching, long live the Empire, and as always, may the Force be with you.